Yeah. Anyways, what's up? We are back at it with part two, and we got a two and a one and a what's up. Do you want to hear the B, Jen, or back to the White Boy Radio stuff? You'll be the deciding factor, William. And it's kind of shitty that Jen does this. It's like you were gonna take a break, take a fucking break. Okay? No one needs to see you coloring your coloring book or whine about your husband fucking having your husband would rather fuck and talk to dudes. So I wouldn't take my mental health advice from a guy who cheats on me, but that's just me. That's just me. I'm a bitch and I'm gonna keep it like it's real. I think it's really fucking my husband never cheated on me. He definitely never talked to anyone from the fucking internet. He did take my kids and run to fucking Arizona 2 years ago. Um, but I ran and got him back and got custody in 2 states. And then I decided to move to Arizona so that my kids were closer to their father. And because it was a lot cheaper than the Pacific Northwest. Well, yeah, no, a lot cheaper. I was going to say, but I will just say that my post while I was being bitchy this morning, I was also being real. And, it's like if you're going to come to the internet and say you're taking a break for mental health reasons, you should probably pretend to take a break. Coming back in 24 hours and being active in chats and stuff isn't taking a break. I've said I'm going to take a break many of a time, but I have never said it was for mental health reasons, you know what I mean? Or that I'm going to inpatient or anything like that. And I just think that it's, there's a lot of people. Did she have to sign prenuptials? I don't believe so, but some people don't even know she's actually pregnant. You really want to laugh? She just made me a mom. I'm lost. And then she messages me, and I did say, sorry I was being a bitch this morning, but I woke up and, you were live, and I just felt the need to state my opinion. And that was, I put 11 hours ago, I woke up at 5 a.m. She was live after saying she was taking a week off for mental health reasons. And my word, if you're going to cry and leave YouTube for mental health reasons, this is what I wrote. Can you at least pretend for more than a day? Jesus H. Christ Almighty. By the way, Dolly Vision is live if you'd rather not define words like projection and chat about a kidnapped grandma. I mean, there's more than cry about it streams, is all I'm saying, for fuck's sake. And I got 21 likes on that. Don't get a lot of likes on my post. But, and I'm not trying to be a bitch, but I'm going to say it like it is. It's obnoxious. And then when she has, people like I go live or Kendra goes live and then Jen goes live, and it's like, you're rarely right. It's annoying. But I don't think that we share that many people in an audience anymore. So, my 10 people are here. That's all that fucking matters. William, vote for one. Well, let's just go back to White Boy Radio. Since it was a tie, I'll be the deciding factor, and we'll just stick with White Boy Radio right now and the whole JLR stuff and Dolly Vision. And then we will move on to the B. Hopefully she'll be edited. I would like to cover her live, covering Jen, after she's live, because she's just, she's a nutty old lady. She won't strike me, even if she don't strike other people. So I don't trust her. I honestly don't trust her to play some of her live while she's still live. Only I can make AMC take a break. She listens to me. You learned the dance yet? Have you learned the double Dutch dance? Double Dutch bus coming down the street. Burp, burp. I love that song. And there's that dance. Every time I scroll on fucking Reels, that's all I get. Or YouTube Shorts. It's just 50 people doing this double Dutch dance. I'm like, learn it. It's not that hard. So that's what Jen should do. She should take some learn some TikTok dances or some, a dance workout. Anything is better than this shit. And then going on if my husband who cheats on me and sends rings to people thinks that I don't need inpatient, then I'm not doing inpatient. You should probably ask a professional what the fuck they need, what they think you need. Just saying, your cheating husband might not be the most valid thing. And and I honestly don't believe that I honestly don't believe that she asked Clint. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it how it is. I honestly don't believe she asked Clint, do you think I should do inpatient? Do you think he's going to say yes? Okay. Did we not just see Taylor Frankie Paul attack her boyfriend? Like, come on. He's not trying to get Taylor Frankie Paul. He's just like, no, no, you're good. He's gonna be like, yeah, you need inpatient, bitch. You're crazy. I don't think he's gonna say that. He's a fucking lying, cheating dude. Like he's not like he doesn't give a fuck. And if he really said what he really thought and really wanted, he'd probably say yes because then he would be able to easily cheat on you easier because you'd be an inpatient. So in theory, he probably does want you in there, but he's not going to say it because he doesn't want to get Taylor Frankie Paul. So just saying, and not trying to be a bitch. I'm just going to keep it real. You know, I'm still here. Jen wants to message me and stuff, but I don't really talk to her like that. She asked if she could call me if I wouldn't dox her phone number, and I'm like, I've never doxed your number, but you know, that's Jesus's job, not mine. I'm like, like it's Jesus's job to dox you, Jen, not me. Ask Kira. We don't get to choose it. Like Jesus chooses it. But I've never doxed anyone's phone number, so that's a you thing. I've doxed my own phone number, but I've never doxed anyone else's phone number. Not purposely. Not that I can think of, you know, not Jen. Not maliciously. Like I've never been like, fuck Jen, here's your phone number, you know. But you know, whatever. Okay, so we're back to White Boy Radio. Hello, Slapaho. And I was like going to see like, okay, do I want to put White Boy on, or do I was like that bitch is live. It's like bitch. I was like, but she's doing a vertical anyways, and that is just not the same audience. You know what I mean? It's just not the same audience. But I'll tell you, and I even commented on this on a commented this on one of my posts to someone who commented, and this I stand by true like on God. Let's see. So someone said it was Global Reporter said she just can't help herself, Ames. She clearly needs attention. Clint don't give her enough at home as we've seen in the last 2 months. Jen, Jen, I think you're supposed to say isn't in any Discord, so she doesn't get to see Clint talking to these other women. LOL. And I said, honestly, I loved Jen sans Clint. I woke up early, but when we first, I said, I don't know what I mean. I woke up early. I don't know why I said that. I was half asleep. Like, I said, when we first met, she'd stay away from Clint for weeks at a time. She did. They used to break up and then she'd go back to the townhouse. And I was like, and at that time, she would be a way better person. He definitely brings her down. And that is my true opinion. I feel that, honestly, Jen, if she would get away from that cheater Clint, then she would probably be a lot happier. I mean, obviously, that is what keeps, you know, I'm not trying to put her business out there, but I'm not going to say who in her family, but we all know who in her family does not like her choices of men. And while she's a grown-ass woman, you know, I'm sure that would ease a lot of the tensions between her and those family members if she were not with him anymore. That's just my opinion. You know, my mom was with a guy who she chose him over me. It was very much like, okay, well, I'm going to leave at like 15, 16 because your dude's abusive verbally. And I've been dealing with it for the last 3-4 years since I was like 11. And now I'm 15, 16, and I'm tired of him talking shit to me and telling you can't pick up your daughter from work and you can't do this. And if that's how you want to be, then fuck you. Like, it's me or him. You know, and if my mom would have ever left him, we would have mended things a lot earlier than when I was in my late 20s. It wasn't until he kicked her ass out. He basically milked my mom for everything he could get out of her, and then when he was done. And she had nowhere to go, 10 years, 20 years down the road, and that's how these men are. And, I luckily, she had me and my brother, and he had a girlfriend at the time he lived with, and we kind of should stay between the two of us. But men suck. Don't choose them over your kids. All right. So let me check into what you guys are saying, if you're saying anything. William says, "What's up, Slap?" Slap says, "What's up, William?" Okay, so last live we were talking all about JLR Magnolia that led over into basically Dolly Vision and PJ, his girlfriend, covering said incident. And I mean, it's pretty much what his chat wanted to talk about, so I understand them covering it. He was out at Nancy Guthrie's, parallel to JLR. They've always kind of been parallel on a lot of cases. They both were acquaintances of Bullhorn Betty in the late of the night, allegedly, and in my opinion and others' opinions. So, he's had some things to say about it, but because of that, people like this White Boy Radio and other people have kind of pulled receipts on PJ and Dolly's relationship and said, "Hey, well, you're not an angel. You get handsy with women too." And I've never, I don't know if he's ever caught an actual charge. I don't know none of that. I'm assuming not, because I'm assuming that would be the first receipt they'd pull out if he had. But, back when he was in Georgia, he was arrested for a few hours because there was someone that was basically defending the family that he was protesting, and they got in his face with the bullhorn, and he ran up on that woman. He grabbed that bullhorn out of her hands and was rough with her. Now, he didn't clock her in the face. That doesn't mean that he clocks his girlfriends in the face. But, honestly, like, anyone can do anything. You know what I mean? So there's all this drama now surrounding that. And honestly, I say the deciding and differing factor for me is the police report when it comes to JLR and Magnolia. I don't really, it's a private matter that's come to the internet for both of these couples. And one of the couples is talking about the other couple. So it's like you're opening yourself up to be talked about as well. I am still a fan of Dolly's work on true crime. I will probably still watch JLR in the shadows more. Maybe not as much, because honestly, it's kind of making me sick. Like, seeing him just doing call-ins over this Nancy Guthrie thing, unless he cannot speak on the whole situation with him and Magnolia, and maybe he can't because of the restraining order. That is a very big possibility. Hey, Gamecock Jenny, good, yay. Well, we're doing one, so I'm glad that you're back to watch it. Good to see you. Actually, I really like your content. Like, I watch your channel, and you're like very relaxing. Just FYI, I am a very high strung, like stressed out person, and like watching you just like you do like the everyday thing, like really, it's like very kind of like ASMR-y, like for me. Like, I mean, I'm also down to earth and live my life kind of like you too, especially when I lived out in the middle of the country. But when you're just like showing your cats and stuff, I'm like, man, I miss hanging out with like on the porch and just like playing with cats. There ain't no cats outside in the desert, which is a smart thing, but mostly because of wildlife will eat them up. Most cats stay indoors here. So I do, I don't see any cats. There's one cat that I used to see, and even my dog ran from that cat. So I don't think any javelinas or anything was fucking with that cat. But it was really sweet. I haven't seen him in a while. That just made me realize that. Anyways, JLR never truly addresses his scandals. He did speak on like his, felony and doing 10 years. He said he did his time, which he felt at the time he was like wrongfully punished, and he had to do 10 years in jail. I mean, I don't know what kind of wire fraud or he was stealing money from people. And I don't know exactly how, sorry, I got distracted clicking on the Bees channel. Hold on. What was I talking about? Fuck. Line. Oh, he was talking about, doing time. And I guess he felt like he was very unfairly punished in that he should have had, I mean, 10 years for a felony, like, money laundering. I don't know how much money he stole or wiretapped or anything, but if it was anything, 20K or more, we've definitely seen people not do time for that. You know what I mean? So I can kind of understand how being like feeling like the book was thrown at you if you're doing 10 years for a blue collar crime. That is a lot of time for a blue collar crime. It really is. Oh, that rhymes. It's not supposed to. What the hell was that beat? Did anyone hear that? Like, what the fuck was that? It might have been the chat. Yeah, he definitely watered it all down. And like I said, and the thing is that he's from Florida. I think he's from Pennsylvania originally. So I don't know where those charges stem from, but if they're from Florida, they should be pretty easy to see what he did time for. Yeah, and even that saying that was like the only time he's ever addressed it. He's really good at like, I said like if he's as unhinged and crazy as everyone has shown in these old videos, he has definitely honed it in into like projecting it outwards and like focusing that on this true crime with going to all these places and being at these places for months on end and sleeping in your car, and that's its own kind of crazy. You know what I mean? Like not everyone can do that. The basic media doesn't even really do it. They do it a little bit because I did witness the media sleeping in their cars and stuff, at least taking naps. But, for the most part, I mean, he's definitely honing all of that crazy into one like particular thing now. And I mean, maybe that was for the better, but he's still out here breaking people's fucking noses, and that's not okay. Anyways, let's see these messages this guy has.
You're more than welcome. You always are, especially how important this topic
is. And again, this is White Boy Radio.
But I do realize you have your own channel, and it is your story. So I'll leave you with that, right? You want the link? It's absolutely fine if you just want to put it out on your channel, tell the entire story. Almost prefer that you do.
Who are you talking to?
Because that's your experience. I just appreciate that you confirm that, so I don't have to keep saying the person who has date and time. Now we can confirm that, and let's leave it like that. Let's let Sierra tell it. So from PJ.
Okay, so he's talking to Sierra, who is, I don't know who Sierra is. I thought she was someone in fucking Tucson or something. So I mean, put a pin in that. That was over on Queen Bee's. So supposedly Sarah is someone that PJ sent these photos to. La la la.
To Sierra, and this is 90 days after Dolly and PJ were together. Now Sierra can clearly show timestamps, a date, a time. It's very easy, and I'm pretty sure she could probably show other text messages and every other the.
So we're gonna fast forward a little bit.
Okay. For anybody just coming in late or whatever, I played a video at JLR. I think everybody knows, just for context. Now, an interesting thing that I saw by Nerdy was this here. Off subject for a second, but think about this.
Oh, shit. Well, that answered the question. He's about to show right here. It says, sheesh, almost $100,000 in restitution for JLR. So KK's restitution was $20K, which she had stolen, right? Or $20K, whatever the amount was. So yeah, he definitely $100,000. I don't know who he stole it from or how he stole that kind of money, but that's gonna get you some time for sure. I don't know. 10 years still seems a little excessive, but
this is his JLR's restitution from when he went to prison. It's almost $100,000. You have to understand he went to prison for identity.
Oh, this was in Texas. Yeah, you're going to do some time. You stealing money while living in Texas? That's stupid.
After weird credit card fraud.
Every state is different.
Ladies. Do you think the old ladies know about the YouTube channel?
So he was stealing money from old ladies' credit cards. A credit card fraud. Yeah, that's a little dirtier than, stealing from an employer is sick in itself, but stealing from random old people and random people in general, you don't know whose life you're affecting or how you're affecting it. At least if it's like some boss and they have all this money to where you can even somehow steal $20,000. I don't even know how the fuck that happens. But people are sneaky and some people are too trusting. But if you have that kind of money, it might take a while, but you don't know if You're just stealing some random old lady's credit card. You probably ruining her entire fucking life. You know what I mean? Like,
you can't get nothing
damn.
from a broke bitch, right? But he's made a lot of money. I guarantee you this restitution has not been paid. Because as somebody who has had restitution, like this weird shit, but you don't really have to pay.
All right, so you said, so Christy just said she texted me Sarah's link. How did I hear the bell in like my fucking computer? That's weird. Sierra lives in VA and she was with Dolly smexually. Was she the one that he was with? She's not the one he fought over the dog with, is she? See, I thought someone was showing texts about him being with someone down here. And I was like, God damn. But I mean, I guess he's got a lot of people watching him, and some of them might be. If I was PJ, I'd have every fucking email on my fucking phone. As soon as it dings, I'd be reading that motherfucker. So, yeah, get these cheating men's under control. Like, I might have been like the one to play around back in the day, you know, and have open marriages and shit and blah, 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 blah. But I've never been with a cheater. Probably because my mom got cheated on a lot. So it turned me into the opposite. Fuck men. Like, sorry.
Restitution, right? It's a court thing. You know, sometimes it's dictated by the courts that you have to get off probation or something. But when it's in the sum of an amount of money like this, it becomes a legal process. Wait. But if the victims of his credit card scam knew about his YouTube channel, they could literally.
Dude. PJ hasn't been responding to me, and low key, I was like, she doesn't think he's hanging out with me, does she? Because I'm like, because PJ probably knew about me and Matt, and like probably knows I have a little bit of a rep. Probably doesn't. I don't know how much she watches me, but you know, we used to be parallel, and you know, then she, you know, kind of did her own thing, and then she wasn't really doing anything. Then she got with Dolly, and then she started doing stuff more because she's in Dolly's community. But like, that's hilarious. And someone asked me if I was the one he was seeing. I'm like, bleh. You did give him a hug. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Like, shut up. But like, wouldn't you say the same thing? Like, out of the two of them, like JLR was really like warm and inviting and nice and like open to talking about other cases. And I wouldn't say Dolly was like standoffish by any means, but like he definitely seemed like he wanted to be like on his own. And the minute we walked away from him, like we didn't really like get a wave or anything like that. Every time I walked by JLR, I even drove by JLR when he was still out there, and he like waved at me, and I was like, oh shit, he recognized me. Fat pregnant girl. I mean, I don't think that's very hard to forget, but like either way, you know, like if anyone seems a little gruff around the edges, more Dolly. That doesn't mean he hits his girlfriends and JLR doesn't. It just, if anything, it's the opposite. But unfortunately, no one should be hitting their girlfriends. I wish that was just not a thing.
Use the courts to get it right, because this is way more than small claims, right? But just a quick thing to show you, right?
All right, we're gonna fast forward this a little bit. It's called grifting, taking advantage of people. JLR, it's sad. And then we got old Betty here.
Shout out to Blank Screen.
I'll drop the link. Not old like an age, just like an old clip of Betty.
These aren't real sardines. They're solid chocolate. Cute. They're handcrafted bean to bar by.
I want some fucking chocolate sardines.
Bixby Chocolate, a women-owned maker in Maine known for small batch quality and clean.
Shit's fucking
on YouTube right now. I really don't. I'm going to make one statement and only one statement on this.
All right, so here's good old Betty, and again, like, love her, hate her. She had a stance on JLR, now she's taking a different stance. It's a little confusing.
So first of all, I'm not running anything that does anything with Magnolia, PJ, Dolly, or JLR. Okay, first.
Why should I always say that he's getting head behind in the fucking Chili's parking lot though? Supposedly he said about Magnolia, and then she also said that about J for Justice. Like, is there a reason why it's Chili's and not like Applebee's?
We're not going to do that on here. It's not our problem. Okay. Just domestic violence is a real thing. I get that. And this is all I'm going to say. You guys know my contention with JLR. It's been there. I was very public with that at a certain point, and, you know, I was fearful for what would happen.
I don't know if this is new or old, honestly. It looks like I thought this was older BHP, but it could be
to
newer.
the channel, and that's why I kind of came public with some of the stuff. I will tell you that out of all the problems that JLR and I have had in our history, that man has never raised a hand to me. I've never come up here and say he ever raised a hand to me. We've been through ups and downs and a lot for a lot of years, and you guys know I'm not.
But like Dolly, even
Not gonna rehab.
you know, she's known for strangling people. So would you really raise a hand to the lady who's known for strangling a motherfucker? Like, I wouldn't fuck with Betty either, and I'll fuck with a lot of people. I ain't coming at her. I ain't come nope. But hi, ma'am, how are you? Like, I'm just she's gonna strangle you. Don't fuck with her. like, and I'm not scared of nobody, but I'm also not trying to get strangled. Like, there's like
patch those things, and I'm not coming to bat to a person that's hurt me. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit around and allow this to get legs and start moving about. You know, at the end of the day, I do have personal experience with Jonathan Lee Riches. I did have arguments and heated discussions with that man, and I can honestly tell you where I sit right now out of all those heated discussions. And I'm a screamer. Okay, when I get mad, I scream.
Yeah.
Okay. And sometimes my squeals and squeals can sound like freaking, fingernails on a chalkboard. But at the end of the day, that man has never put his hands on me. I'm not going to sit up here and lie about something that has happened. Now, what I will say is the reason why I'm not coming up is because I'm not going to. Why in the hell? And I'm going to tell you guys this: would PJ be trying to get me this information? They thought I was just going to roll with it and do anything to destroy.
So this is all a massive contradiction.
Yeah, and I remember when the Chili's question was covered, and Bullhorn Betty claimed that he loved Chili's and always had a coupon. What? Well, he probably does love Chili's. Sounds like he has a lot of reasons to love Chili's. Coupons, getting head in the parking lot, getting head inside Chili's, coupons. like if Applebee's offered coupons, he might be going there. Who knows? See, it was a valid question. Now I'm wondering, like, what kind of coupons does Chili's have? like Chili's coupons. Ooh. I'm gonna go get me an onion for $5.99.
Right? I'll show you what Bullhorn Betty said about JLR in the past. Very jealous of Magnolia. And of course, she's going to do this, right? To slide back in. And she's
like
such an idiot.
I'm like low key, like allergic to onions. But if I was going to eat an onion, I'd go get one of those blooming onions from Chili's. I don't care. I'd eat it and my body would throw it up. And I'd be like, it was worth it. It was fucking worth it. Like, that's all I remember.
She would do anything to get back with that guy. And that's a whole different conversation. But I told you, PJ sent this to the BHB, right? Which is interesting. PJ does not want us talking about the situation where there's a picture of her getting beat up. Molly Golightly has been reporting on it. Lots of people have been reporting on that.
I thought he was going to say Molly Wop. I was like, PJ getting beat up. Molly Wop, per se.
She would rather report at the picture. She does not. It's amazing, right? It's amazing. What you won't hear her do is talk about that picture, right? It's amazing that I've had like literally 10 women on this panel in past lives talk about Dolly and being abusive. I have other women that want to come on still, right? But and we'll get there. But for magically PJ, right? What's the word I'm looking for, chat? What's the word when a woman has gone through domestic? Is it protecting the abuse?
Stockholm syndrome.
Is that the wrong thing to say?
Stockholm syndrome is what it is. It's when you develop you know that they're your abuser, but you also feel either like it's somewhat your fault or like you can change them, or if only you did this, they would stop doing that. It's like you start to like sympathize with your abuser for abusing you. You're like, it's the classic is it's my fault. They start to believe it's their fault. If they did something different, then they wouldn't get hit. But there's so many other depths of it. But Stockholm syndrome, essentially, what it is. And most people that are in abusive relationships deal with that for a while. You know, I mean, if you get hit and you don't leave the first time, then you're definitely, you know, a little bit already there. You know what I mean? Because you're like, oh, it was a one time thing, and then it happens again. And you're like, okay, well, I won't let it happen the third time. Then it happens the third time. Before you know it, you've been with this person for 3 weeks or 3 years, like Magnolia, and you've got a cracked fucking nose on Christmas Day. You know, like it just kind of escalates there. Again, it'd be great in the world if it just fucking didn't. You know what I mean? It's like literally, I think one of the worst things is domestic violence. And it's not just for like man on women and women on man, but like, you know, with the whole, again, going to all these body cam footages of this couple's fighting, like with Taylor Frankie Paul, and like Amber Portwood. There's always children that are, you know, involved. And that's where it really like irks people. You know what I mean? And me, myself, especially, I have had my own charge for assault years ago, you know, and I had little kids, and it did not take place in front of my children. You wouldn't see a police report anywhere saying that my children were in the same room, anything like that. So I can't fathom how you can get that angry, because I get pretty fucking angry, and especially back then when I was doing back-to-back postpartum, and it was like a rage that I just could not calm myself down. And it's not an excuse, but it was a reason. And you know, that is a mental health thing that you have to get in control of, and a lot of times women die from it. But one thing they don't talk about, though, is talk about the postpartum depression. They don't talk about the postpartum rage. And however, I never can fathom doing something like that in front of my children. So you must really, you know, need some serious intervention if you're, you know, putting a child in danger because you're that angry at your partner. You know, that would always snap me out of it. The minute one of my kids would cry or walk out of the room, because usually he worked all day, I get the kids down, so we wouldn't usually argue until it was like 10, 11 o'clock at night. You know, if one of the kids walked out of the bedroom, well, one was an infant, but if the one who could walk would, you know, back then would have walked out of the instantly, we would have stopped arguing, you know, and no matter how volatile it was. So how it gets there, I don't know, but it's really unfortunate that it does for everyone.
Thank you, Shelby Lynn. Thank you. I'm sorry about that. Hey, keep this coverage up until it sinks everyone. I appreciate that, Mama. And thank you, Kitty, for becoming a member. Is it called Protecting the Abuser, guys? Anybody?
I like white boys, but
it's officially time to start your spring PBR because Book of the Month's March selections are finally here. Have you wondered what the evil stepmother's story really was? This is a Cinderella reimagining through the eyes of the evil stepmother. Best friends Benny.
Ooh, that actually sounds kind of good. That actually sounds like a good book.
What's the correct way to say this? From what I understand, Naomi Rich is enabler. Okay, there you go. Better word. Codependent. Hey, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer here. But
she said, I think that people are. I have to click right on show. I think people are side-eyeing Taylor because she's making light of it with her recent TikToks. I think a man can push a woman to acting crazy, but the baby getting hit, there's nothing okay about that. Oh, 100%. And it even sounds like he might have gotten handsy with her because she was getting handsy with him. But, you know, walk away from the children. You know, if she's throwing shit, don't walk towards the children. It's still not an excuse to ever put hands on anybody or throw things at people. But, yeah, I mean, I'm sure she didn't just get there on her own. Now, she was intoxicated. So she may have gotten there on her own. Like, he probably just said the wrong thing, and she was, drunk and the fuck you say, and just had one, who knows? It's still not an excuse, but I agree wholeheartedly, 100%.
But enabler is a good word. Yeah, I think so. It's a better word than what I was. You don't want
Stockholm syndromes.
Yeah, that definition of that. So let's continue this, right? And I'll show you the history. This is all interesting.
Wait, Jonathan. And while I would love nothing more than Jonathan to have some just desserts for some of his behavior, I'm not going to sit here and believe something that I don't believe to be true. Okay.
Wait, what do you mean you don't believe it to be true? So this must be more recent. Like, there's a police report where she's got a broken fucking nose and a yellow, black, and blue bruise on her face. Like, you really think that she did that to herself? Like, how? How? Because I used to have a friend, like, back in the day, used to say, like, oh, like, you know, if police ever come, slap yourself. I could never have brought myself to slapping myself like that or anything, but, like, I don't see how you could physically break your own nose. Unless you've seen, like, Scream 4 when she's, like, fucking running into the walls and the tables and shit. Like, that's a lot of effort. A lot. And she probably, honestly, because, again, of the Stockholm syndrome or being kind of enabling these men and thinking that you can save them, or she didn't report it for, like, a day because it happened, like, the night before, I think. So she probably was like, when she realized her nose was fucked and she saw that bruise getting bigger, she was like, I have to do something about this. I have a broken fucking nose. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it probably forced her hand. Whereas if he had just slapped her or something and didn't put a bruise or break her nose like that, she might not have called the police. Yeah, and he shows, yes. Yeah, this is the newer ones. I guess it's because it's so zoomed in and she's so small that it looks older or something, but I have to.
Don't know what happened. Did it go too far? I don't know. I wasn't there.
And there's a police report. Your life and your job and your everything you do is going to the county and pulling records and bitching at people in your counties and stuff. Like, how can you not just look at a police report, Betty, and let that say enough? You think the police are lying that they witnessed her injured like that? Oh my God. This is, again, throwing us back 70 years to the 1950s, bro.
For any of you. So I think the court systems need to deal with this.
Okay, so what I would like to show you guys now. One in chat if you want to see the unspoken survivor first, or two in chat if you want to go through BHB's history and watch her epically contradict herself and probably she may have Stockholm syndrome. So we're going with the victim that you don't know, right? And I already knew that was coming. Not a problem.
Yeah, she's like, I would say definitely some Stockholm syndrome. I mean, like someone said, a couple of people, a handful of people have said that she wants her man back. You know, so now she's, oh, he's a great guy and all this stuff. And it's like, oh man, this is why women, like, this is why the cycle doesn't stop, because there's women like you that are willing to be with a man like that, even when you know what the fuck they are, you know? And it's like, like, it's so sad and so frustrating. Like, I don't know if you've ever had friends that were in abusive relationships, but I have. I've had a handful of them. And, you know, eventually I've always had to distance myself from them, because after a while, I'm just like, I'm sorry, I can't be your friend if you're just gonna let this person beat your ass all the time. Like, I just can't. Like, I the kind of person I am, like, I'll go to jail. Like, I'm sorry. I don't care if you're someone that I met on the internet and we're states away from each other, or if you're my best friend growing up. Like, both situations have happened. And, like, yeah, eventually I just have to get away, because I'm like, sorry, I can't support you while you're allowing yourself to be treated this way. You know, and luckily I have both ends where I've seen people get out of it and flourish in life and never go back to something like deal with it off and on. You know, it's really sad that women or anyone has to deal with this kind of bullshit. But we were kind of going like towards Dolly and what people were saying about him and PJ, and then he was going to show some messages, and then somehow we got back over to Bullhorn Betty and JLR. So let's see we'll see what his chat votes.
Not a problem. We'll do that.
I think we're going to stick with Bullhorn.
So this is coming.
So this is definitely older Betty, because this is how her old setup used to be. Is she muted?
Correct term for domestic violence. What's it say? Correct term for DV violence per the court is battered wife syndrome.
Yeah.
There are experts in the field for this syndrome.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank
There's that. Yeah, that's true. And that's why a lot of times in these states, they have certain laws. Like, if anyone witnesses it, I know in the state of Washington, if there's a third party that witnesses anyone, like even poking someone, like, you're going to jail, because of battered wife syndrome. And they have to protect the victim, and they're like, if someone witnesses you put hands on someone unwanted, you're going to jail in Washington, because they have to protect the person, because so many people have died because of battered wife syndrome, and them not taking people. So some states like Arizona, for instance, they take both. Doesn't matter who put their hands on each other, they'll take you both. I remember a streamer named, or there is a streamer named SS Sniper Wolf, and her ex-husband, like I think she was the one getting handsy, but they were both arrested, and that's because they lived in Arizona. So
investigates, and I know you know about this. So the correct term is battered wife. But it's
because so many people have died because they have battered wife syndrome or Stockholm syndrome, and they just don't say anything. So it's like there has to be laws in place to protect people from dying, essentially.
B, right? Coming at you from Shay.
Let's just get to Bullhorn talking.
Explain this picture.
Ever wonder how much it costs to help protect your family with life insurance?
Because we're running the bare bones over here. We're pregnant and we're saving our money.
We're fully going to get into that, right, in the future. But I want to thank you guys. This guy has like almost 100,000 subs, and I guarantee you, I don't know for a fact or anything, but I guarantee you
well, Dolly has almost 100,000. JLR was pushing 555,000. I think he's down to at least 553 as of yesterday. He had lost about 2,000.
Over here, have more people in the chat than he does, which is important, right? Because I'm bringing receipts and truth over here. He's pretending that he do it, and he's trying to grift off JLR as bad as possible. Understand that.
Okay, so now he's back to talking about Dolly right now. Even though the comment is talking, so glad someone's covering this, JLR should be canceled. He's actually talking about Dolly right now. It's getting a little confusing. But JLR currently is sitting at 551,000. So far as of Sunday, March 22nd, he has lost 4K subscribers since this all came out, like on the 19th. Ish. I don't know if that's the exact date that it came all out, but
Betty, the last clip I played, she's telling you what PJ sent them, right? What PJ sent Betty, right?
Wait, where?
Right? Because I'm bringing receipts and truth over here.
Did we miss that?
He's pretending that he does. Bullhorn Betty, oops, what's this? Let's go back in time, shall we? BHB bashing JLR investigates, claiming he possibly trolled 2 people to death. Way more.
Okay, but where's her?
Shall we? BHB bashing JLR investigates, claiming he possibly trolled 2 people to death. She didn't have a problem with his trolling then. Where's that one that you posted up?
Court systems need to deal with this.
Okay, so what I would like to show you guys now. Post it up, Mama. Hold on. That's what I wanted to show. We'll get to that video in a minute. Shay B actually has this, and there's way more. We have more of BHB's now hidden lies where she claiming JLR was trying to push her over the edge. Let's have a listen, shall we?
Did she copyright claim him or something? We had to mute her, or?
Don't worry about the no sound. I'm gonna replay the whole thing. Thanks for covering this. Absolutely.
But I want to hear her. I don't want to read her list. What do you mean? He called JLR a clown over and over. Then don't assume she waited so long to serve him. So glad someone is covering this. The JLR should be canceled because
I don't know for a fact or anything, but I guarantee you, we over here have more people in the chat than he does, which is important, right? Because I'm bringing receipts and truth.
Because engagement is important, and having a bunch of viewers and a handful of chatters makes your engagement really low, and that doesn't put you high on the algorithm.
Over here, he's pretending that
thank
he
you to
doesn't
everyone
do
who
it,
is chatting, because I know we have
he's trying to grift off JLR as bad as possible. Understand that. Betty, the last clip I played, she's telling you what PJ sent them, right? What PJ sent Betty, right? Then Dolly ran up to Arizona right after JLR left, right? He's trying so hard to get those subscribers and this and that. And remember I told you that Dolly and PJ fight a lot about YouTube? There's a lot of receipts Listen, my Dolly.
I mean, that I can tell is happening. You can tell she don't really want him out here. She calls him a whole bunch when he's live. She's kind of like a little abrupt with people in the chat. And I'm, again, I actually really like Dolly and PJ. I have nothing against them, but I'm still that kind of friend. I'm not friends with them, but you know what I mean? Like, I am the kind of friend that was going to tell you, you're a little rude to the chatters. You know, sometimes they're like, I mean, these are people that have been watching Dolly forever, and she'll be like, yeah, he knows. Or like, okay, we don't need you to keep repeating yourself, Sally. And it's like, oh, wow. Like, this is why JLR has 555 or 550 something subscribers and Dolly's sitting below 100. Because JLR doesn't have any mods and he doesn't have a girlfriend in there fucking like, you know, being like passive aggressive to like chatters. His chatters are females. I mean, I understand why she might have a chip on her shoulder about that with all the rumors out there and stuff, but you know, maybe just stay out of the chats or just, I don't know. I would just let him do his thing and just ignore it because it is what it is at the end of the day. Being overly involved is just cringy, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But she makes herself known. She's been making herself known. And when he's out here, she's constantly calling. And it's really kind of annoying watching the live streams. And he's like always answering phone calls from PJ. And it's like, just go home. Just go home. Like,
awareness campaign.
It's just not the same as what JLR is doing. And
we're
it's
comparing the two situations with JLR. So just so everybody understands, right? So let me go more receipts of.
We know JLR's girlfriends don't
this
say
lady
shit.
completely contradicted herself.
That's bad. Bad joke.
Bullhorn Betty. I'm looking for the one clip. Shay, what's this one say? Here's BHB telling us that JLR has beat one of his girlfriends, claiming.
But it's also maybe a good sign for Dolly and PJ that if Dolly's out here like the type to just whammy a woman, I don't think PJ would bother him so much when he's live and stuff. You know what I mean? Like when JLR was live, even when he was with Magnolia, like unless they were somewhere together, like it was still his channel. You rarely, I mean, she would be in chat and stuff, but she kept her mouth shut. You know what I'm saying? And you can kind of see the difference in the demeanor of these relationships. You know, again, super nice guy, but girlfriend's mousy and quiet. Probably being a little hair, in my opinion. Now, not always, but you know, and then the loudmouth dude that tells women to shut the fuck up and pulls bullhorns from bitches doesn't necessarily mean he's punching his girlfriend in the face. You know what I mean? It was probably just a tooth infection, bro. Maybe she got mad at him and had that picture of the tooth infection. It was like, this motherfucker hit me. Like, something. I don't know. We'll get to that, I guess, at some point. If not this live, the next one, because we're already pushing an hour. So let me shut up.
She spoke to her. So this woman is going on as soon as PJ. Hold on. So let's get this straight. As soon as PJ sends the information to BHB, or let me explain it like this. These clips that you're watching right now are very old clips of after BHB and JLR broke up. Okay. They broke up because JLR got with Magnolia.
Okay.
For anybody that was around, for anybody that remembered this, she was very, very vindictive and she was very outspoken on JLR.
And I do remember that.
Right? And she really was hating on Magnolia.
Yes.
Anybody who's been around that long knows that she was obviously.
I remember thinking like he's got a weird eclectic taste, because if he likes a girl like Bullhorn Betty who's like yelling in his face and stuff, like, and then he had this like mousy chick, I was like, that's a big spectrum of taste.
I mean, for Christ's sakes, she got left for a redhead. She got left for a redhead.
What does that mean? What does that mean? See, I like the way he talks and like how she got left for a redhead, like, and she's blonde, so you know that's not good. That's, you know, she gonna be bad. Like, what if she had blonde hair? Would that have been better? Or brown hair? Would brown hair be worse? Like, what is the level of redhead on like he like she got left for a redhead? Like,
what
does that mean?
Now today, where she's saying she's trying to rewrite history and say, you know what? JLR, good dude.
What's the ranking of hair colors?
Nothing. As you just heard her say when she said that PJ gave her clips. But this is her old words. This is really how she feels about JLR. Then I'm going to show you. I'm going to give you the unheard survivor that is talking to another survivor of JLR. This is the same pattern of Dolly. All the women that have came on my panel, all the women that have said that that he's abusive to them, right? It's the same.
I haven't heard that Dolly was abusive, but again, I don't watch him. I don't watch all the Dolly drama. I have heard that he's a playboy, a bit of a playboy. You know, he got hoes in different area codes and shit like that. I never heard that he beats on him. You know, I never heard he was beating on Paper Cut and Tina. I mean, she's a little shaky, so you would assume. I'm sorry, again, I know she has like a medical situation going on, but like, you know, again, a mousy chick, you know, and she never said, "Oh, Dolly beat on me or anything." I don't think. Again, I haven't watched all of that shit. Let me know if there's something contrary to that.
Pattern.
We'll get there.
Subscribers of these people want to. Sorry, I'm gonna die on this hill. I'm gonna die on this hill.
Okay. We still can't hear her, bud.
No sound. God damn it, the screen share. Okay, guys, no, not a problem. We'll do it like this. Hold on 1 second.
Just stop it.
I don't know why it's
Restart it.
doing that. I'm like, well, here, not a problem.
I don't know. Mine did the same
Reshare
thing.
it. I got to stop and do it, and then it does it. So here we go.
Either
Sound should be good.
Restream
Good, right? Let me redo it. Thanks, babe.
He hates kids. Not that he wants anything bad to
happen. See, he's got a girlfriend at home who's like helping out with his channel, but she's just helping out when need be. You know what I mean? She's like, "That's muted." Because he's saying, "Thanks, babe." I think he's talking to his. I don't know who he's talking to, but I thought he was talking to his old lady in the house. I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm gonna shut up because this is why I can't get any content out in 2 hours.
But he hates kids. So this facade that he's out there and doing things.
So me and JLR have no future together. Plus, I'd probably break his nose. So there's that. But other than that, like, he hates kids, I guess. That's unfortunate. Like, I mean, it's good he doesn't have kids, I guess, then. Bull and Betty sure don't have kids. Does Magnolia? I don't think Magnolia does either. I mean, anyways, I'm gonna be quiet.
He treats men like crap. One of his ex-girlfriends.
Why's it lagging?
He beat. Okay.
One of his ex-girlfriends he beat, she said.
I'm gonna give it a second. My McDonald's Wi-Fi is doing that loading thing. Can't stand that. It's so annoying. So annoying.
I know, right? It's unreliable. Fucking, you gotta go at the top of the fucking place to get it to work right. And I don't have the legs for climbing.
Yeah, I'm gonna replay it.
Place.
I know. I think for saying it's good.
Especially right now. I'll get my ass stuck if I try to get up into a McDonald's place.
I thought BHB was 65.
It'd be like a Saw movie. That'd be like my torture, like climb up the place.
Man, you guys gotta help the people in the comments. I can't stop the live to re-explain ex-girlfriends and girlfriends and who's been beat.
I can't stop the live to re-explain this shit to you. Rewind. I like it when like streamers are just like blunt. Like Molly Golightly, I'll play her clip here in a minute where she's talking about PJ, and before we end, and she's just like, someone in it is like, well, can you? They ask her to like cover something or to go and talk to Bullhorn Betty or something. She's like, I make all of like $200 on here, so like as far as like anyone asking me to do anything, like go fuck yourself and eat my ass. And I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, you could have just ignored the comment. Like, it's like when I used to make 10K, 15K, yeah, I'd fly. Oh, and it makes sense because that's what Molly used to do. But her main channel went down and she probably took a big hit making any money on social media. And so I don't think she needed the money by any means. I think their family's pretty well to do, but she's not making the money. So why use her money and do, it's like, well, if you ain't paying, I ain't flying. And I was like, I appreciate her fucking, I even shared the live. It was like that clip that I wanted to play or the timestamp of when she says it. And I was like, that's how we'll end with that. I was like, I thought I was a bitch because I am a bitch, but at least I'm still like polite and I'm like, okay, yeah, we'll see what we can get to. She's just like, yeah, I make $200 a month on YouTube. So like the days of anyone asking me to do anything, it's like, go fuck yourself, eat my ass. I was like,
beat up and not beat up, and who doesn't want to be. But guys, help me out, guys. I got a lot of new subscribers. Welcome. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Lisa, for becoming a member. I appreciate that. Jaded, thank you for becoming a member.
And again, this is his. I'm gonna put his.
Don't want to miss anybody. I think I'm not grateful
because he's on top of this shit.
I just have ADD. All right, so
yeah, meet you, buddy.
Let's go back to this clip. The audio should be good.
But
he hates him. Not that he wants it to happen to kids, but he hates kids. So this guy that he's out there and doing things, he treats women like crap.
He takes Sebastian
one of his ex-girlfriends. Okay, again, these are things that I'm learning. See? I've spoken with her before, right? These are horrible things, but that's not everybody.
So see, allegedly, she spoke to the ex-girlfriend before who said that he beat her. But now he would never put a hand on a woman. Like, I hope that she would address at some point this. I don't know how she is as far as addressing shit. I don't know. I just know how she covers true crime. But I would hope she can explain why she said this kind of stuff and now thinks that he wouldn't put a hand on a woman, even though his girlfriend has a black eye, and went to the police. And police said clearly her nose is broken. And from my experience, with that kind of bruising on the redness on the nose and the nose not being straight, it looks broken. And her being like, she did it to herself. I mean, this is why it's okay to admit that you made a wrong decision by being a Trump supporter. Okay, that's all I can say. Sorry, not sorry.
Not that he wants.
Sorry, she's a big
anything bad to happen to kids, but he hates kids. So this facade that he's out there and doing things, he treats women like crap.
So it's amazing that this is her after Magnolia hooks up with JLR. But once Betty you can bet your ass, right?
Back in her bed.
I don't feel like cooking today.
Makes you wonder if he's
2 meals from cooking. You need
Makes you wonder if he's already there. Writing back to Betty, it was like, you need to protect me, Betty. You're the only person I can run to. You're the strangler. You got the bullhorn. You'll mollywop the fuck out of Magnolia and the police. Like,
actually worth the hype. And first up, we're starting with this Mission Style chicken burrito with 42 grams of protein. Made by Chef Jose Garces. Microwave.
Cook unity, chefs to the people. See, I want some shit like this where it's like pre-cooked. I don't want to have to get the ingredients and make it. I tried all those chef boxes and I'm like, I don't care if it's like perfectly portioned. Like, I don't want to cook. Like, I don't care if it's already portioned out for me or not. That's not going to make it easier. Still have to cook.
Everything's breaking on JLR. Betty hits him up like, "Don't worry, boo, I got you." And she sends the link of her publicly speaking about him not being abusive. Lady, are you fucking crazy? We have 1 million clips about the abuse that you said that you went through and he did to other women when you were mad at him. Like make it make sense, lady, right? I can play these all.
Man. Okay, so this is about 1 hour and 2 minutes in. I'm going to fast forward a little bit to where we're at. Let's see.
Platforms. He acts sweet.
So JLR is by far the absolute most demonic creator.
And genuine on camera. And he turns into the...
This was a year prior, almost exactly a year prior to his assaulting Magnolia. She said he's the most demonic creator on any of these platforms.
When the camera is
He acts sweet and genuine on camera.
However, BHB doesn't...
And he turns into the devil when the camera is off.
I believe...
So it says JLR is by far the absolute most demonic creator of any of these platforms. He acts sweet and genuine on camera, and he turns into the devil when the camera is off. Again, I saw this guy in person multiple times. He never at once seemed like a mean, demonic, like evil person. But, once you're in but he was still in the general public. He's still on streets. He was still, there's cameras rolling. I mean, there's plenty there. Even, I guess the camera was on the entire time, right? So I guess the camera was never off when I saw him. Yeah, and he don't like babies or kids, so I don't think I can't go out there. He's not here anymore. Not that I would go and try to seduce anyone 6 months pregnant. I'm just saying, like, I don't think that. Yeah, we probably don't know what he's like behind closed doors. But she was saying he was demonic. and turns into the devil went off camera. So now she's like, but he wouldn't hit a girlfriend. She did that to herself. She just got mad, did it to herself.
Want to
what?
Believe
like I said, I'm not going to get in there. I'm not going to paint JLR as a fucking saint. I'm not going to do that. Okay. But I'm also not going to paint him as a freaking devil that goes around beating.
Oh, but you did. But why would you not, like, you just take a stance on the stance of the police? Like, you're a fucking for the blue MAGA, like, all, you know, going to your, like, city town meetings and shit. Like, why would you not believe what the police are reporting? And they're not even reporting what she's saying. They're reporting what they saw. You know, if it was all Magnolia's account, no pictures of a broken nose or a bruise, it'd be a lot different. But
freaking girls up either. Okay. I had my problems with him. I know what my problem around thing. I'm not going to do that. Okay. But I'm also not going to paint him as a freaking devil that goes around beating freaking girls up either. Okay. I had my problems with him. I know what my problem.
She doesn't even realize she literally called him a devil in the past. I mean, people, what is not Stockholm syndrome? What is it called when in the courts use the domestic term? What's it called? We just had this. I mean,
like, I know kids are home. Battered wife syndrome is what.
What about like the literal definition?
Battered wife syndrome.
All right, so let's jump to here. I know you guys want to see it.
Sorry, live.
I apologize, ladies.
Thank you.
Before I play this information for you guys, right? I just wanted to tell people that how weird. Actually, I'm going to bring a woman's perspective into this. Okay, my wife. When I was out there, when JLR and Betty were actually dating.
I'm sorry, MZ, but I've always been anti-Bullard and Betty. So my opinions are biased when it comes to the circle back queen. No, 100%. I've always been anti-BHB. Not anti, but I didn't like her. I didn't like how she treated me and the other streamers that were out in Tennessee. I didn't like how she came onto the true crime syndicate and just was like, you know, new sheriffs in town and stuff. And, you know, like, but like, I kind of respect that she stuck with it. That's the only thing I can say is like, well, she still, but she kind of sticks with some guys. Like, she shouldn't have stuck with Sebastian Rogers. She should have moved on from that long ago, in my opinion. And she just is a bit too abrasive for my taste. Yeah. But then, like, when I've heard her, like, in a personal setting, like on the phone with one of my friends who is friends with her, or, you know, she didn't seem that bad. You know, like, so she's not the devil behind the camera. She's more devilish in front of the camera. I think she puts on a bit of a rough and gruff persona, and I think she's not as like that in her private life. I mean, except for the strangling, but like, just kidding. Sorry.
Talk about weird, right? Talk about weird and awkward. First off, JLR is very paranoid in real life. He's very paranoid. I've told this story a million times.
Or coke, at least.
He's been doxxed by Antifa. He's all weird, right?
He's been doxxed by
Antifa. And they would literally like do the weirdest shit. Actually, I'm not. Hey, babe. Babe. My love.
He's been doxxed by Antifa. Did he say that? Like, I want to get the list. I saw a list. I think it was on Reddit. List of who JLR has sued.
Matt Patty shared your video. Who's Patty?
Typing his full name.
Thank you, whoever did that. My wife's my mod. See, I just caught her not doing her job.
Okay, so
busted, not modding.
What?
Are you sleeping?
I fell asleep. Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Oh.
All right, if you're resting, that's fine. I was going to have you talk to them about how weird JLR and BHB were, like, in real life, like how, like, remember?
Okay, really quick, no, never mind. Let's listen.
Like all the weird shit, like they parked around the block and how like awkward they were.
Had to go through him.
Oh, you could say it right here. Matter of fact, you don't have to come over here. Here, they could hear you. Go ahead.
Everything went through him. Andrew never made any decisions for herself. Everyone had to go and see what he wanted to do and what the plan was.
Huh. What about like parking and stuff like that?
Who?
When they would park.
Oh, they was parked like down the block away from everything.
So we saw them like
they're doing drugs. No, I'm sorry. Sorry, I don't know that for sure. Allegedly, in my opinion, they were doing drugs. That's where I saw it. It was Chroma Reels. I was like, I saw it somewhere. I was like, was it Reddit? That's where I saw it. Okay, let me see. We got 48 minutes left. What time is it? So he's sued George W. Bush, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Janet Reno, Queen Elizabeth II, Pope Benedict, the 11th, or I don't fucking know, the president of Iran, who I believe is dead now. Celebrities, musicians, Britney Spears, Lady Gaga, Kim Kardashian, Kanye West, Anne Hathaway, Perez Hilton, Molly Ringwald. Have you guys seen what's going on with Perez Hilton? Like his health's really bad. Athletes, sport figures, Michael Vick, Terrell Owens, Bill Belichick, Hulk Hogan, business people like Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Martha Stewart. What? Historical and fictional figures. He's sued Adolf Hitler, Plato, Nostradamus, Black History Month. What? Somalia pirates, the Lincoln Memorial, the Eiffel Tower, the Book of the Hobbit, the Roman Empire, and various Buddhist monks. Companies, he's sued the Guinness World of Records after they put him in there for being the most litigious man. He sued Grand Theft Auto. Is that why they haven't made the 6 yet or released 6 yet? I can't believe it's not butter. He also sued. Says riches often file these suits while incarcerated to pass time, probably, and to make a legal history through high-volume absurd claims. Over 2,600, or this says he's renowned for over 4,000. So it's somewhere between 2,600 and 4,000, and he's most cities, states, and districts not allowed to sue people anymore. Like I've heard he's pretty much not allowed, can't sue anybody anymore. He's sued so many people in so many districts, like he's banned from all of them. Which is crazy.
A million times out there. How many hugs or kisses did one give the other?
I don't know. I didn't pay attention to that shit.
I counted 0.
Yeah, I didn't see anything either, but they were also hiding it from everybody.
That is true. And they lied about it and kept it weird on the low.
She was giving him a Chili's when they park away from everybody. If you know what I mean.
But you're
a Chili's.
Anything else?
They parked down the street so she could give him a quick Chili's.
Love you.
Go back to bed. Go just to get it from a woman's perspective. Caught her in a bad time. She was happy, right? JLR been doing this for years. And before I show you the other survivor,
burnt with the fucking legal dictionaries and shit and all the fucking books in the library. Like, sorry, no one can practice their own law anymore. Like, not happening. Like,
I want to show you just a hint at what he's been doing for years that people may now start to finally see. Here's a video I made a long time ago.
That was a short list. I want to play that pack.
You think, okay, someone says, damn, this kid became famous in 1.2 seconds. I recommend you start a TikTok. Became famous in 1.
No, you just gotta get on the right
shows
case.
You what
viral, really.
And this things in the world. You could only imagine. Unfortunately, on this kid's,
here it is.
And of course, he wants to be breaking it first. First one. Right. Here's about the arrest. And of course, he wants to be breaking it first.
So here's the Idaho 4 case. This moron doxes the wrong person on Facebook. And what I'm showing is people, the women denials, the people in denial and all the fangirls are bothering this innocent dude, right?
Yeah, I remember that happened. Let me see. Doctors Ron Man, Idaho case. That's where he's at here.
Take the song I put.
Can you guys hear it? I just paused it for a moment. Can you hear her?
Okay, who is this?
Video. God damn.
One need to the Dolly stuff before we ended. And all the JLR stuff is hella interesting, don't get me wrong.
An IQ of 85 to 115 is considered average in the U.S.
But
I really hate to stop this again, but I'm seeing a lot of the denial and the JLR.
Hear my words, Jonathan Lee Riches. Okay, still about Jonathan Lee Riches. This Peggy girl's getting called out by the Glare, who has a pretty large channel. Says, Peggy, you're a liar. You defend JLR on other channels. You're a fraud. People also like to call him Baby Gap because he wears very tight t-shirts. But call him out, Baby Gap. Call him out. I know JLR's backstory, but a wife, Naomi, is new news. No, JLR, No, JLR is what's wrong with the world. I agree. JLR crosses the line with this mama bear. My daughter suffered DV at the hands of her husband. As soon as she told me I was on an airplane to get her and my granddaughter, I had a hubby arrested. Good job, Mama Bear. Keep the cup. Yeah, I'm going to give him a like. You all subscribe to him. Am I not subscribed to him? Second channel? I watch most of these people on my second channel, so. And then did MGL tell Dolly and Betty's secret? She's not glowing. No, they were on a live and we heard them talking all weird to each other. I remember that happening in real time. It was like some late night live, and I think they thought they ended it, but they didn't. And they were like, I wouldn't say it was dirt, like it sounded dirty, like the way their voices were was dirty, but they weren't saying like explicit things. It was just like, oh yeah, oh yeah. And like I vaguely remember it. And then I remember like literally like 10 minutes later, Betty Keys went live and he did like this whole like rap about them hooking up, and it was fucking hilarious, and it was a moment. I wish I would have recorded all of it, but I had no reason to feel the need to like.
Babe, tell Sierra to call.
Okay, so now we're getting over to Dolly.
Quick. You heard? Oh, she is a little glowing. Why would he deny it now? Like in the past, just be real, you know. Why would she deny? I mean, they both adamantly deny. So I got to have some context behind this. This is the problem when people just send me random screenshots. I don't know what's going on, but I appreciate them. Okay, this looks familiar. Okay, can you do me a favor? Oh, I get what's happening here. Oh, I got it now. I'm an idiot. Dirt. So this is PJ. This is PJ. This is PJ. Apparently, she's got a Facebook of IVJ at one point or whatever. Someone hit the link, of course. Let's see. Oh, is it? Who is this? Oh, we got Blair. What's happening, Blair?
What's up, homie? Been a minute.
What's going on?
There's Baby Gap.
Of course. What do you think about all this stuff happening?
I don't really know that much. All I did, I went over the police your night, but I don't really know like, where is it? Like, do you have a warrant out? Is he running from the cops? I'm seeing nothing but rumors everywhere, so I don't really know what the whole.
There's not a warrant out. There has been no charges pressed because he doesn't live in the state, I think. So I don't think they can actively really charge him until he enters Washington again. I mean, if they charge him with a felony, I guess they could extradite, but I don't see that happening, honestly. But that's just my opinion. I don't see anyone being extradited. But with all the attention it's getting, I don't know.
Thing is, I know what he's accused of. And what I don't know is Dolly's involvement. What's going on with Dolly? I don't know anything about Dolly.
So Dolly, I've been covering this. I don't know if you saw the picture. Dolly, I'm going over it actually right now. These are Dolly's girlfriend that he was with. She sent, when they got together, about 90 days, and I have timestamps and dates on these receipts. About 90 days after they got together, she sent a picture of her face all busted up, admitting to Dolly beating her up, to a person named Sierra, who's been on my panel multiple times. She's got a channel. She openly admits that she's been with Dolly. She has already explained all the receipts. But what's interesting in this is, as I'm covering this domestic stuff between PJ and Dolly, we learn that PJ sends the info on JLR to Betty, right? And I know you've covered Betty and JLR. Betty's
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, dude. It's all.
I'm saying that I've covered them both a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the past they were very controversial. A lot of people covered them. Hold on a second. I'm trying to do two things at once. I remember that post. Anyways, let me check with the chat. She comes up after the glare. Okay, let's fast forward a little bit. Well, he's kind of giving like the synopsis of what's going on here. So
you remember when Betty,
and it's really been White Boy Radio that's been kind of calling him out, and then like Molly Go Lightly started talking on him, and then like the Chroma Reels, I've noticed they've kind of covered all of it, and they've also covered like PJs and clip things PJ has gone live about, as well as Dolly, and so it's all this big jumble of stuff. But in the end, for me, like I'm, when it comes to legalities of things, like it's more like JLR and Magnolia have a police report where there is no police report for Dolly and PJ. So you really can't compare the two, in my opinion. It's like until there's public record claiming that something took place between them, it's just speculation. But, allegedly, these are messages from her saying otherwise.
She broke up with JLR for Magnolia,
which, if that's the case, even if she was just saying it because she was mad at him, or if it was the case that she has ever sent anything like this to anyone, why would you ever cover? Because when they first started talking about JLR, she kind of seemed like she didn't want to talk about it. She was kind of trying to avert the chat, but then Dolly made his whole content about it the last couple of streams. So in the last one, it was members only, and she's, she was laughing, but she wasn't necessarily laughing at what he was saying. And I think people interpret her laughing at, like, I don't know. I just wouldn't go there. Personally.
That stuff that came out right when I kind of stopped talking about them. I didn't really care about that stuff too much at the time, but I thought it was funny. But I didn't know what the whole thing was. So
okay, and here's the Sierra girl.
Okay, so the first one you got pulled up here.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Sierra, who allegedly got these messages from PJ or IVJ to Sierra.
It's PJ. Okay, these are my screenshots. This is me and her when we were friends, and she's sending me. Sorry, I mean chicken. I mean fried chicken. Grease.
Oh shit! Hold on, I took it down. There we go.
Okay.
Cold weather means one thing around here: a massive breakfast. I like to support my body along with dose for cholesterol, steak, sausage, bacon.
And,
Go ahead.
Yeah, this one is where she's showing me a thumbnail. I don't know whose video this is, but she's showing me a thumbnail because Jimmy is sitting next to BHB and she's questioning whether they actually had sex or not. And I'm asking, like why would he...
Looks like it's a Molly video, if I had to guess.
Yeah, probably.
Right.
Yep. And I'm asking her, like, why would, he deny it now? Like, what's the point?
Right.
And so we're talking about it. Yeah.
Let me get here. Now we go to here, which is can you do me a favor and delete the entire convo and show me you did it? I'm about to end my I'm about to on my end with a lot of people. It just feels better right now. That looks like you may have done it or something.
No, she cleared out her messages with me, and she wanted me to clear out my messages with her so we wouldn't have these receipts today.
Gotcha. Now, okay, gotcha. All right.
Sure,
all right. So
and then you take it, and then you send them, then you clear it out and take a picture. It's fine.
I'm trying to see that show the chat. It's probably about as big as I can get it. As long as I can order.
No, they're random. Just what I saw that was pertaining to what you were talking to, because I couldn't find the original screenshot with her busted face and with the time and the date. She might have deleted it because I was scrolling and didn't see it. So it might be on my playlist. I'm not sure.
All right, but it's more. We got the screenshot, which is the importance. Good thing you did that, because when you do on Facebook, when you talk to somebody on Facebook. I did a live on this a while ago. It pertains to Don Wells, of all people. Like, people can just delete their messages, so it changes the. You know how it changes the content. Okay. Go ahead. So what's this about?
Okay, so this one is she's like questioning, like,
so this one she's like, he can't. He's the only one that made it. It's what it is. Internet world is never turned off, says PJ. I know he loves me, no doubt. I get it. Sometimes love just isn't enough. I went a long time telling myself, at least he owns me online. I literally tried to say sorry for last night. Like, I did come out here and I just woke up, and he just woke up. He's just been a bitch all day, basically, is what she's saying. He won't let me say sorry. He's just... He won't let me say sorry. He's just going to be mean and tell me to go away. This is what he does. And she says, did you get this? Did you get his blunts? Because I get moody when I don't smoke. And she said, no, I put his card on the counter and he's still back there pretending to be asleep. And I'm about to go home. And Sarah says, don't you dare cry. Wonder what he's doing. Probably messaging
me
her.
online.
Sorry.
But he had no intention on owning her online, because he didn't own Missa. And the girl he's talking to in Tucson, Arizona, as of this week, he blocked. And he's saying that she's crazy.
And I've posted some of those receipts on my community wall, which is funny, because I'm going there right now to get another screenshot of where he is calling PJ jealous. Right. And this is where he's this is in regards to the person that he's talking out there in Arizona. So here's the next person that's crazy, that's psychotic, delusional, and everything. So Dolly's for no
delusional reason. So delusional and such a stranger that he's like blowing her phone up, like calling her and deleting messages.
Yeah, let me show that now. So if you didn't see this on my wall,
and I don't know which one of us, the lady from Tucson, I don't know which one of us to do an interview with, but she said she's willing to do an interview and she might even cam up. So
there was a lady in Tucson and she's gonna cam up. Holy shit. Christy's gonna make her appearance. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But holy shit. Damn. He was only out here a handful of fucking times. How would he end up getting a side piece out here? I mean, he'd be at the whole... Damn. This is why he'd be having heart problems. Karma's a bitch. Anyways. Fucking cheating ass men, always.
They're definitely
gonna tell her I'm down. I'm kind of backtracking on the whole Dolly awareness. I'm talking about little bits and pieces. with the JLR. I'll definitely get back on track, and we'll be full balls to the wall.
Well,
but here you have the person that he's talking. Go ahead.
Oh, I was thinking like it's kind of weird. Like I was thinking this earlier. Like I wanted to ask you and the Glare, but I'll just ask you. With the true crime community and people who cover true crime or follow true crime, is there like some type of mental illness to where people who do true crime sometimes are involved in true crime? Or like
I've never heard that.
Or like,
but,
or like perpetrate.
Because cheating isn't really a true crime, but like beating your girlfriend, breaking her nose kind of is, sort of.
True crime, or
so that's actually a very good point.
Like
and
there's a psychological thing.
Yeah, and after the stuff with JLR came out, and I wouldn't put this past Dolly either, because Dolly came from a genre where he was talking about hip hop. He didn't care about the kids. He wasn't about saving the kids. He used true crime because his channel grew big. He used to talk about R. Kelly and Tupac, which is fine. That's fine if people do that content. But where was his passion at when he was running that channel, which is actually the exact name of the screenshot that he has on his.
What you want to do is save hundreds when it will customizes your car insurance.
That's great, but can you ask?
Facebook, which is called Jimmy Jams TV, his old channel. But here you see him talking to the person that he's within on Arizona. And they say, you want to get a grab to eat. If PJ finds out, she'll get mad at me because she gets jelly. But to your comment, I thought about something. There was all these weird calls to TMZ in the Nancy Guthrie case. That is absolutely something that, where I wonder if that was, think about that. Who are these people that are just randomly calling TMZ?
I thought about that too. I thought about that too.
There's definitely to what you're saying, but I don't know if the Glare or myself could give you a legit answer on that. He might, but I don't know.
I tried to give Glare some credit.
So this is weird. Like I've never ever said that I owned Noelle. She's not like my property. That's my wife. Matter of fact, let me retract that statement. I've never said I owned any girlfriend.
I think she means more like he owns the fact that he's with her. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Anyways.
That I was ever with. That's really weird.
We go to saying
that's a really possessive term, or why would, but okay.
This is a note she left. This is embarrassing. This is the note that she left him because he wouldn't talk to her, and she's clearly letting Jimmy know that she's been off her cycle for a few hours and she hasn't had no D.
Jimmy, I'll read it out loud. Jimmy, I'm sorry I wake up cranky too. Why can't you go do it, but I can't? I tried to tell you what bothered me, and you hurt, and you shut me up, and I just wanted. This handwriting is horrible. Let's try it again. Jimmy, I'm sorry. I wake up cranky too. Why can you go do it, but I can't? I tried to tell you what bothered
Is it an old
me, and you shut me up, and I just.
I don't get old lady vibes. I don't know.
Want you. That's it. I can't even say sorry without you being mean. Now, just let me talk, please. I love you, dickhead. Love me. I haven't been bleeding for a day and literally have
Jesus,
I don't understand the rest.
That's gross. That's fucking gross. And that's how you're gonna tell her, I ain't bleeding no more, babe. Wanna come fuck? Like, why haven't we fucked? Because I'm not bleeding anymore. Jesus H fucking Christ.
Every now and then everyone is mean. He says, stop being grumpy and bitching about YouTube. Oh, I told you they fight about YouTube.
Yep.
She says, okay. I was done 5 minutes after it happened. I already called this. I already know. I already know they
Yep.
do. So underneath this, we have, it looks like.
And I have a question. Like, how does
Jimmy has 3 dead ex-girlfriends. The most recent was 2018. Benny Key spoke on it. Jimmy sent Benny a picture of him and the girlfriend saying she had died. Benny then asked Jimmy on the video if he killed her. Missa was in the chat, and it was the first time that she heard about it. Jimmy had never said anything to Missa. Later on her channel, she also said that Jimmy had 2 other ex-girlfriends that died. One in a car wreck and another who died by S side. Why, or self-exiting. Why has he never addressed the fact that one of his mods tried to unalive herself and was fighting for her life in the hospital? I think the only thing that he said was that he is not responsible for someone else's mental health. It was weird. He was defending Brian Koberger again, saying that maybe the roommates killed each other. I think it's what I was saying.
Jimmy trust her if she's sending me their private messages? Just a thought.
I think that she's just hitting you up on the side because you know him and she trusted you, but maybe not to say nothing or show anything.
Or she's thinking that I know him a little bit better and she can figure out how to patch things up at the time, you know.
Yeah.
She's scared to talk to me now.
Again, another controversial creator that you probably shouldn't be like, we love Benny Keys around here, but he's funny. I don't care. But very controversial too. Are you going?
Yeah,
okay. I'll open my door or something if he's going with you. Is he going with you?
Yeah.
Then open my door when you guys come back. Okay, that's fine. Oh my god. I'll be back. Hold on. Ugh. All right, we're probably gonna have to wrap up here. So there's probably be like a part 3 for this tomorrow, if I get time, because it is. I mean, he'll be in school, so I'll probably have time to go live. But it's Elsie's birthday tomorrow. Yay! He's gonna be 10 years fucking old. I'm getting old. He's getting old. We've got about 22 minutes left until the buzzer runs out.
Right. So this is a comment here. This is what, Peggy?
Yeah, Peggy had left this, and PJ had screenshotted it and sent it to me.
It reads, Jimmy has 3 dead ex-girlfriends. The most recent was 2018. Benny Keys spoke on it. Jimmy sent Benny a picture of him and the girlfriend saying she had died. Benny then asked, and oddly enough, it's different than this. I never heard about this. All those receipts, Sierra, that PJ has sent you, right? What has she said to you? They just pretend not to know you?
Yeah, she just said they just act like me, PCT, the girl from Tucson, Missa, we're all delusional. He doesn't know us.
That's a lot of girls. Now, when it was just paper cut Tina, I figured they met up. I just figured maybe she had the time frame wrong, or the people were reporting it had the time frames wrong. And I was like, maybe they somewhat overlapped, but have since, after his heart attack, he really got serious about PJ. But it seems like he's never stopped playing her. That's crazy. It's not proven. It's just allegations, but that's a lot of fucking, you know what I mean? That's like at least 3 people that are saying we've been with your man while you were with your man.
We're crazy.
It definitely make me jealous and crazy. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah, and we're I'm blocked from his chat.
I have every email and every phone number and fucking checking his phone and making sure putting a tracker on that bitch. It seems like too much work to be with a guy like that, because at that point you're driving yourself crazy to make sure he's not cheating on you. Or you just say fuck it and let him do his thing if you love him that much. I don't know.
To be in his chat, but I've been blocked for years, because he doesn't want to face the confrontation. He doesn't want to have to explain himself because he feels like he's too grown for that. Or too sorry for that.
He just doesn't seem like the type of guy to sit down and have a conversation about anything. Seems the time to cut and move on.
It's unreal. I've already, and that's exactly what happened. All these women are delusional. And if you haven't seen before, we've had Sierra on a couple times. I've had a lot of women come up here and share receipts and all types of different incidences. Everybody has a different story, but everybody's delusional. Everybody's
the dog, I think, right? That he had a girlfriend he was fighting over the dog with, and he had those Dolly victim shirts out. I do remember that. It was like number 1, number 2, number. It was like a running. He was like making light of people. Hold on a sec. Remy.
It's crazy. There's none of these messages. I'm showing Sierra her text messages between her and PJ, and then I'm showing you a Facebook message of Dolly when he just the other day went up to Arizona, and that's a message to somebody that he was seeing in Arizona.
That's crazy. That's true. She needed
right. Telling this lady
if that's true. That makes sense why she's calling so much and stuff like that. As much as I'm like, that's annoying.
That
I get why
PJ gets jealous and this and that. And I've already posted some of the receipts on Twitter in my wall. But now this lady in Arizona is delusional, crazy, psychotic, possessed. It's like this is like what the title is on this video, like the denial. You have to be a complete. I'm not even gonna. It's
not only that, but everything with the JLR thing in Magnolia, like he is commenting on this situation with Magnolia and he's laughing about it. He thinks it's hilarious. I watched him the other night talk about how maybe Magnolia hit herself.
That's exactly the same stuff that JLR does, right? Yeah,
and if he's gonna say stuff like that, he should stand on it because he clearly edited his live down.
Yep.
Or he deleted.
I mean, before seeing reading the police report, and before, like just the he said she said thing, I was like, okay, well, did she maybe just say he hit her? Like kind of questioned it. But then you read the police report, and it's like the police are the one that's stating it, and that's even what Dolly said. So I don't know when he said that was questioning it, but it must have been pretty early on. I'm not defending the guy like blindly or anything. I'm just saying, like, I think until you read the police report, then you're like, okay, you can't really question this. And I don't think once you see that bruise on her face and her nose, like she could not have done that to herself. If she did, she's a psycho fucking path, like beyond. And I really don't think that she did that herself.
Did that live with that crazy. When him sitting in the hotel room just talking shit on Magnolia's situation.
Did he address BHB saying that PJ?
He did.
And let me guess that none of that was true.
Right. He said.
Oops. Balls. Hold on a second. Is it? Where did it go? I literally just had the freaking link for it right here. So there we go. There it went.
Did that live, sitting in the hotel just talking shit on Magnolia's.
Did he address BHB?
He did.
And let me guess that none of that was true.
Right. He said would not reach out to Betty.
There's two. We found out of this, people. If enough people ask, tell be a liar, she will post the screenshots.
He's not fucking wrong. He's not wrong. He's like, this is how we're gonna get the truth, guys. Let's just all troll Bull or Betty until she posts it. Like, you're a liar. There's no way PJ messaged you. Prove it. Prove it. Like, everyone needs to start socking up, and we need to start going over to Bull and Betty's comments and start questioning her about the validity of PJ so that she'll post whatever TM she has.
One thing BHP will do is that. So somebody's lying here, and it's easy to figure out. In the little time I've BJ and Dolly, they are very predictable. They do the same thing, and they do a lot of lies, right? But it is insane. It is insane how people just don't. I'm just gonna say this, right? The quiet part out loud. I look at the analytics, right?
Yeah.
I know the age group of, so
it's like all these older ladies are just like turning a blind eye to how these men are acting. And like I said, some of these older ladies are throwing us back 70 years to where in the 1950s, and you're supposed to just put some powder on it and some sunglasses and just not speak on it. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, old ladies, sorry. As much as I respect you and will be one of you sooner than later, no. Like, we're not going to just blindly support these male creators that are going around punching bitches. Now, again, like I said, I don't think PJ would be annoying Dolly all the time if he beats on her. You know, Magnolia was very quietly in the background of JLR's, and I'm not saying it's been proven that he beat on her either. It's mildly proven with these police reports, but it still has to go to court and stuff like that. And who knows if they'll actually ever press charges because they don't live in the state. They likely will just sit there until they enter the state of Washington again and get in trouble.
So for people who may not know this, YouTube will have all my analytics, and it'll also have channels that are similar to mine by subscriber counts. They may be bigger than mine. For example, the Glare hit the panel earlier. He comes up in this, and his channel is a lot bigger than, right? But it'll compare analytics and stuff. And YouTube will give you, they have very good tools. It'll give you the age and the gender of people watching not only my channel, but all these channels. Right. And with that being said, most people that have a brain, they can see everything presented, and but there's, like I said in the title, there's these people who they're in denial, and it's mostly, if we have to keep it, it's mostly middle-aged women who are, and they have life experiences. A lot of them probably been through this. It blows my mind. And I don't.
I wanted to ask you a question. I don't know if you're aware.
One toxic person. I mean, like I said, a lot of times people are these toxic wife beater types. Like, like I said earlier, am I sitting here saying JLR is a super nice guy because I grew up in a toxic environment and find toxic people inviting? It's hard to say.
Aware of it, and I wanted to get your raw reaction. You probably already know, though. Do you know that Dolly Vision was trying to blame you for the restaurant troll?
I don't know what the restaurant troll is, but let's see, when does Benny Keys come up?
Ew, just take a shower. After 12 hours, if you just take a shower, your below the belt odor will be.
We're brought up, nothing bad.
JLR equals throat goat. That's what I'm gonna change my title to that. That's what fucking Benny Keys comes and puts in the fucking chat. JLR equals throat goat. I mean, supposedly he deep throated like a Coke bottle or something.
But it was right.
I'm not going and looking for that. I look for a lot of videos and pictures because I'm just like, I want to validate. Like when people are like, well, we saw pictures of Magnolia. I'm like, where? I'm like, oh, police report. Like, do I really want to dig for this police report to see pictures of her injured? And then I saw someone else sharing it from Nerdy Addict's Twitter, and I was like, well, there it is. You know what I mean? So there's certain things I'll look for, but I don't really want to look for JLR like deep throat in a fucking Coke bottle. Like not gag.
Give me a second, right here. So just stop me when you remember.
Okay.
Jimmy has 3 dead ex-girlfriends. The recent was in 2018. Benny Keys spoke on it. Jimmy sent Benny a picture of him and the girlfriend saying she had died. Benny Keys then asked Jimmy on the video if he killed her. Missa was in the chat, and if the first time that she had heard about it. Missa being his ex. Jimmy had never said anything to Missa. Later on her channel, she also said Jimmy had 2 other ex-girlfriends that died.
About the one. Well, so somebody had texted me and
wife beater
or
on
emailed
with
me,
his
whichever one.
What the hell?
And they were disclosing to me that he had a girlfriend that died. And I actually wasn't aware that there was 3. But I knew that there was the one, and they said that she had passed as a result of, some health issues. I think Dolly was
own like reality stars and people over here who have had multiple spouses pass away. So no, 3's a lot though.
Different, even yet a different person back then.
But that just could mean that it wasn't one an accident, one was like an unaliving, and one was like another kind of health situation. So it's not like they all died in car accidents or they all died of self-exits. It was like different scenarios and situations. I think serial killers keep it a little bit more like, I don't know.
I think that there was probably a lot of drugs and booze and different things, and so she passed as a result, as I remember, from just living hard.
Gotcha. Yeah. That's so. I just want to see if you remember that, so we can get some clarification.
Yeah.
So you did. I didn't even realize it was 3 by reading that. That's crazy as hell.
Well, isn't he like 70?
Who's that?
Dolly, he's like 70 or something, isn't he?
Oh my God, Benny.
He was struggling out in Tucson when it was only like 82 degrees. I was like, he's not cut out for this. I mean, you live in Virginia. I think he lives in Virginia, right? Like, he's by the beach, but there's a lot of humidity there. I can't hang. I know that I don't think it was quite as bad as like Alabama and Texas were as far as humidity. But I have gone to where he lives, Norfolk, and it was during like the late spring, early summer. I remember it being pretty warm. I don't know. I dated a guy in the Navy. Anyways.
He's that's a good point. He's 56, 56 and still,
So quite naturally, mathematically, a lot of them women went by the wayside already.
That's true. Very true. Yep.
Went to the upper room.
JLR, this person says JLR has had decades to perfect his cons. He preys on lonely, desperate, wealthy women. Unfortunately, he will continue to bring in thousands from lost souls. Yeah, probably. Essentially, there's this guy that comes up really quick. Dave EV. I'm probably gonna.
Straight talker, man. Straight shooter. So I mean no disrespect to you, but I want to address a couple people. Not by names. I don't even know their names, and I'm not interested in starting any trouble. But if you knew me, if you knew what I stand for here in upstate New York for the past 30 years, then you would understand why I'm kind of like no BS, kind of straightforward.
I think you might have been the guy that called JLR out. But I don't know, guys. We're at timestamp of this. We've jumped all over, but it's 2 hours, 28 minutes, and 24 seconds. One more time, I'll drop the link if you want to finish it out yourself. I will definitely do part 3 tomorrow, and eventually we'll get to our own community drama. But this has been informative. We went more off on the JLR Bullhorn Betty tangent of it, but it was definitely informative. And it's unfortunate that she has to be so. She want him back. She wants her man back. Let's just put it that way. And or she already got him back. I'm thinking the latter. Because you ain't gonna defend your ex if he's not talking to you. But if he's already greasing them fucking wheels and he's already taking you to Chili's, you might have his back. So I will she's gonna get herself a taste. We'll play it out with taste, and I'll see you guys when I see you. Probably tomorrow. Bye. I'm just kidding.
Slide on the pimp gang with my pinky ring. Lot of gang, lot of bitches in the icy chain. While you claim that you rich, that's a false claim. I'll be straight to the whip, no baggage claim. Whole lot of styles, can't even pronounce the name. You ain't got no style, see you on my Instagram. I be rocking it like it's fresh out the pan. Only when I'm taking pics, I'm the middleman. Walk talking like a boss, I just lift a hand. 3 million cash, call me Rain Man. Money like a shower, that's my rain dance. And we all in black, like it's gangland. Say the wrong words, you be hangman. Why me stick to your bitch like a spray tan? Mister, what kind of car you in the city, love my name, nigga, I ain't gotta say it. Taste, taste. She can get a taste. Taste, taste. She can get a taste. Taste, taste. Fuck what a nigga say. It's all the same like Mary Kate. Taste, taste. She can get a taste. Taste, taste. Let you get a taste. Taste, taste. Do you love the taste? Yeah, that's cool, but he ain't like me. A lot of girls like me, niggas wanna fight me. Nigga, get your ass checked like a fucking Nike. Me not icy, that's unlikely. And she gon' suck me like a fucking icy. Chains on the neck for the whole team. And I feel like Gucci with the ice cream. And my bitch want the Fenty, not the Maybelline. I'm the black JB, the way these bitches scream. Make this bitch scream. Pretty little thing. Like my nigga AE. Say, yeah, that I mean. Taste, taste. She can get a taste. Taste, taste. She can get a taste. Taste, taste. Fuck what a nigga say. It's all the same like Mary Kate. Taste, taste. She can get a taste. Taste, taste. Let you get a taste. Taste, taste. Do you love the taste? Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I'ma put the drip on the plate. Yeah, diamond ice glaze, niggas imitate. Hey, hey, feed me grapes, maybe with the Drake. Slow pace in the rave, got this shit from base. Diamonds at the bar, the cookie hitting hard. The Robert sitting par, I'm at it on Mars. Shotgun shells, we gon' always hit the tar. Popcorn, bitch, shell popping out the car. 3400 outside, char bar. Oh, hey, hey. Ferrari. Make her get on top of me and rob me like a heart. She wanna keep me company and never want to part. Yeah, fish tail in the parking lot. I don't kick it with these niggas cause they talk about you. Yeah, and I got the fight, don't make me spark it at you. Yeah, keep it in my back pocket like it's a wallet. Like the way she suck it like a jelly. Stack it up and put it with the whole project. And she got that paddock on water moccasin. I'm rich in real life, I get that profit copy.
Taste, taste. She can get a taste. Taste, taste. Let you get a taste. Taste, taste. Do you love the taste? Yeah, that's
Cool.